Hello.
We're back.
And I personally have been to the movies a lot lately. I was gonna go see How to Train a Dragon this week, but my child seems to be a bit too old for it. But I did see two pretty good movies the last couple weeks. Number one, I've seen Karate Kid Legends. Actually, I've seen three because I did take my daughter. She didn't want to see How to Train a Dragon, but she did want to see Final Destination. So I did see Final Destination as well. I didn't even remember that. But Karate Kid Legends. Has anybody else seen that?
I'm gonna
Nope.
give you one guess.
I have not seen it.
Okay. It's pretty good. It is definitely not a disappointment. Um, and surprisingly, Joshua Jackson is the heart and soul of that movie, if you ask me. Um, yeah,
Joshua Jackson?
yes, Joshua Jackson's the heart and soul of that movie. I
Okay.
found him to be the most charming part of that movie, and even though it had Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan and the what's I forget the Korean kid's name. Uh, his name is Wong. He was pretty good too. Like he was a very likable character. Joshua Jackson played like this guy that used to be a boxer, but then he had a kid, and so he runs this pizza place in New York, basically.
Nice.
And Ben Wong basically moved from, I don't know, Japan. Maybe he's Japanese. I don't know. I'm always getting into these race corners. Pretty sure he's Korean though. But he knows pretty good English though.
Yeah.
But they moved to New York, and he ends up training Joshua Jackson to fight because uh, he owes some people some money.
Hmm.
So it's definitely in the spirit of Karate Kid. I think it does take a. I think it doesn't run like the old story into the ground, kind of like how like maybe like the next Karate Kid, kind of just like other than monks going bowling for some reason. Um,
Ah,
other than
and winning
how the
through the
next
art of
Karate,
prayer,
like
Shaolin
the
prayer.
next Karate Kid was just like why is this why do these people just like hate her for no reason, like they're just jerks, you know um but it was kind of a fresh story with kind of a Karate Kid Rocky type of vibe.
Sure.
um and I was a little disappointed to see like there wasn't any other kind of Cobra Kai kids that showed up in it, but um
That's what I was going to ask you. And I know it's taking place in New York versus the Valley, but
yeah, it's in New York, and Ralph Macchio's in it. Made not long. Jackie Chan's not in it long. They're not really a big part of it. You know,
really?
no, they're
Hmm.
they're they're in it a very small part. I think they make good use of them. Ralph Macchio is definitely not a big part, but
Hmm.
you know what? I recommend wholeheartedly if you're a diehard Karate Kid fan like us, check that one out. I think it has been doing pretty good and it has been getting really good reviews. Um,
Ah,
I think it's made its money back and then some.
interesting. Yeah, because the trailers play it out like they're a huge part of the movie.
Well, yeah. Well, I think that's how they get people to go see it.
Sure. I mean,
Right.
it's like what was it, 2014 Godzilla with what's his face? Um,
Godzilla.
no, well, yeah, Godzilla was barely in that fucking movie. Um, but the guy who plays Hal in Malcolm in the Middle, Bryan Cranston. They
Yeah.
like had him in like the entire trailer, like every scene had him in it, and then he ends up only being in the movie for about 10 minutes of screen time. And like
Yeah.
everybody was super disappointed because he was just coming off of Breaking Bad. Everybody was like super stoked that he was in it, and then it was like he was a bit part. I mean, an important part, but a bit part at the same time.
Yeah.
But he was not really in the movie, along with Godzilla, who was barely in the movie. It's mostly about Aaron Taylor Johnson jumping from unit to unit and fighting Godzilla.
Yeah.
I thought Godzilla was a good guy.
He
Um.
depends. I wouldn't call him a good guy. He's like kind of Earth's protector, if you will. Like
Well,
he protects us from the other. He's the
dominant.
alpha.
Well, in this new kind of Godzilla, it's been going on for the last 15 years. It's like he's the dominant one,
Mhm.
right? And so there can only be one dominant, and everybody must bow down to him. So when another monster, when another kaiju comes up to threaten the Earth, it's like, no, you're not the dominant bitch. I'm the dominant one. That's really what it's about. So they're really kind of directing Godzilla towards him, towards the kaiju.
He has the biggest dick
Um,
contest with the monsters. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And he's got the biggest dick.
Oh yeah, when's the next one of that coming out? But yeah, I did enjoy the King Kong crossover.
I
as
haven't
well.
seen the newest one they did yet, and I keep telling myself I need to sit down and watch it because it looked really good.
I did enjoy it. It wasn't the best. I think the one before that was better.
Yeah,
Because this one was more they were teamed up, and the one before that was them fighting. I think.
yeah.
uh, But
I
they
want-
explored more the what's it called, the Middle Earth or whatever,
No, the Hollow Earth. Yeah,
the Hollow Earth. Yeah.
the yeah. I want to see. I haven't heard anything about a season 2 of Monarch yet, because that show was great, which was.
Mhm.
Steph, you wouldn't know
Yeah.
what that is, but Monarch is the show they did kind of in between, not really in between movies, kind of in conjunction with the movies, like it's a side story happening, like in that universe. But it was pretty good, and it had Wyatt Russell in it and Kurt Russell. Wyatt
Yeah,
Russell
he was
played
like
a
the
younger version. Yep. So
Who Wyatt Russell is really good as U.S. agent, by the way,
mhm.
in Thunderbolts.
So I want to talk about Thunderbolts because I know you saw it, and you were telling me last time that it was really good. But apparently, it has not performed well at the box office, which is very unfortunate because I've heard nothing but good things about it. But I don't think it has to do with the movie. I think it has to do with people just being much more selective about going out to
I think
to
it's
see
going to be on
something.
Disney Plus in a couple months.
Right.
And quite honestly, if I have Disney Plus, I'm getting Hulu shows.
Yeah.
I'm getting Disney Plus shows. I'm getting all the Marvel movies, Marvel TV shows. I just happen to have the AMC Plus because I enjoy. I'll go out at 10 a.m. on a Sunday while everybody's at church and go watch a movie by myself.
Sure.
Because that's me kind of just getting out of the house and enjoying something, which I probably will do with Superman and Fantastic Four.
I know. I'm very disappointed. So Superman comes out the day before we leave for our vacation to the Ozarks. So I
But
probably
yeah,
won't be able to see it till I get back.
I think it's more like just streaming's kind of killing the theater. When I went to see it in Oregon, I don't know if I already talked about this. Like the whole theater was empty. It was like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So it
Mhm.
wasn't like, you know, it was like Friday too, I believe. It was like 3 o'clock on a Friday. You think someone else would be there? I was the only one there, and all the seats were just like the upholstery was like just peeled off, so it was just the foam.
Huh.
So it was like all the seats
That's
are
shitty
trash,
theater, yeah.
and nobody was in there. It's like, well, nobody. And this was in Portland. I went. It was in
Yeah.
Portland. So
Okay.
you think at 3 o'clock in Portland on a Friday, people would go see Thunderbolts. Nobody was there.
No.
But I think it's more the theater experience than anything else.
I mean, I haven't been to a movie theater in probably a year and a half.
Yeah.
There's no reason to. I literally have a big screen right there. I just like going to watch the movies that are coming out right now. That's the only
Yeah.
reason I go.
That's part
Um,
of like why I want to go see some of the movies in theaters. So I want to try to get to them before like the leaks and the spoilers come out because everything has to have
Right.
some kind of big thing in it now. I'm fully expecting that from Superman, and that's why I'm like, fuck, like I got an entire week probably 2 weeks before I can actually go see the movie. It's like I'm gonna have to try to dodge like all the things, and I'm already like seeing all the leaks and spoilers
Yeah,
for
they're
it.
already come out. Like Kevin Smith is saying, like it's very comic booky,
Yeah,
which is what I want, because that's why I like Superman Returns. I
yeah,
liked how cheesy, slapstick, comic booky it was.
It looks very well done. Like the bits I've seen of, obviously from the trailers, and they've released like there was like that 5 minute video they did that had Superman and Crypto interacting at the Fortress of Solitude, which was really good. It just feels like it's really well written. Um, but I want to see it because it looks really good. And I've been seeing all that stuff with the Snyder fans recently who have been like, I don't know. I feel like they're just being kind of whiny bitches. I love the Snyderverse, but like it's dead. Like move on.
It
Watch
was
the new
never
Superman.
that great. Sorry.
I liked it. I liked the Snyderverse. I thought it was
I
good.
mean, it just, I don't know. It's just like dark and dreary. You got to make everything dark and dreary. It just,
It was dark.
but
It was gritty,
it's over.
but I thought it was fun.
But another one that really didn't perform well, and I think should have, and I think it's because of the whole girl boss thing, was Ballerina. And it's in the John Wick universe. And if you haven't watched all the John Wick movies, watch them because it's such a great universe. Even and Peacock, they have a prequel to it too that's really good. So the ballerinas in the John Wick universe are like these bodyguards. And there's this one where basically this cult like killed her father, and so they take her in as these ballerinas that are like bodyguards, make her a killing machine, but like they don't girl boss her. Like she gets flung around, like she gets out of there by the skin of her teeth. When John Wick is in it, because so in the new John Wick he dies, but this is kind of a kind of during the John Wick series. And John Wick is in it, and he manhandles her. Like, she can't do a damn thing against John Wick. So they didn't girl boss her. Like, it's very real, like, it's just this badass girl. And it was a really good entry into a very solid series of movies. And this is the thing. And they aren't coming out with like original stuff these days, right? Like, so we can't complain they're not coming out with original stuff, and then when they do, you don't go see it,
Right.
And I guess they made, I guess the movie was made with 60 million. They made 70 million back on it last time I checked, which is not a lot.
No, you have to, I think, double what your budget is in order for it to be considered
which
successful.
is not a good sign. But I think it's also probably going to be on Max or something too. But it's not a good sign, and that's sad because it's such a good. And I think because the whole girl boss thing ruined everything, because that's the same thing with Alita Battle Angel, where that was a really solid movie. But it was not popular in theaters because people are just kind of like, rolling their eyes at the woman that's gonna just kick all the big strong guy's ass, because we want like a hero story, right?
Right.
Like Luke Skywalker couldn't beat Darth Vader,
No.
and we still love Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean? Like we don't want this. We don't want what's her name in the new Star Wars, Rey, who can just girl boss everything. We want we want Ridley. We want somebody that's like just like getting out of there by the skin of their teeth. That barely got out of there and you thought was probably gonna die.
Yeah. Well, that's where the characters now are just pretty much flawless and like, they can't show weakness or anything, and it makes it harder to enjoy the movie because like people need to be like some of the best movies we had in the 80s was like people being like human, right? They were just like human dudes or women doing whatever. I mean, you had Alien, you had Raiders of the Lost Ark, you had what was the other one? I just had another one in my top of my head. Die Hard, right? These are all movies where you have very human characters who can be hurt, who can be injured, who barely survive what they're going through. It's like sheer willpower to like survive, right? But now it's like, hey, you know what? We have an ex machina for anything that can come your way. So we got a power for that. We've got a device for that. We've got this or that. Like, it makes the characters less interesting because there's no real threat to them, I guess.
Right, exactly. Like that's why Captain Marvel is such a big flop.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can't mess with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh nobody was interested.
No. No, nobody really wanted to watch that because, like, again, it was a character that could not die. There was no stakes. There was nothing in it to make it interesting.
And even like Superman. Superman has some of the greatest stories because he's this infallible being that like you see him at his weakest. You see him where it's like he's very much very vulnerable to a rock, to some, and the villains very much get him into these vulnerable spaces.
It's
and
yeah, it's
that's
the
part of why I
kryptonite.
find Superman so intriguing because he's such this powerful being that we all us men want to be. That we feel like we actually feel it in our chest when he's weak and when he's vulnerable.
Yeah. Well, it's the kryptonite is his weakness. His other weakness is humanity. You know, like he's.
Magic.
Oh yeah, magic is a big one for him. But I'm thinking more like, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen. You know what I mean.
I thought it was funny.
But you're right. You're right. I forgot about magic. Magic is a weakness of his.
What?
Yeah. Superman's
might be
weak to
nerds.
magic. Superman's weak to magic.
His other ones, magic, humanity. Oh, well, that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck. Well, humanity is a big weakness of his, and it's shown as much in Superman 2, where Zod and his henchmen decide to attack the humans to try to distract him. They're trying to hurt them and everything, and he has to run to save them. So they use that as a weakness against him, and I think that he's just one of those. Like, you don't find that with a lot of the other. I guess, like, with the New Gods and everything in the comics, like, they don't really care that much for humanity, so they're not out there trying to help them. But it is what makes Superman interesting. Steph, what have you been up
Any
to?
thoughts?
I don't know what you guys are talking about at this
Girl
point
Boss.
in time. What?
Girl
Girl
Boss.
Boss.
What's your favorite Girl Boss movie?
What do you think of
Pretty
Girl Boss
Woman.
is ruining the genre
Woman.
for women?
That
I
what?
don't- Is Pretty Woman a Girl
is
Boss
ruining
movie?
the genre for women.
I mean, I don't
Or
know.
do you think we're full of shit because we're men?
Like, when you say girl boss, like, are you saying like they take over? Like, what's the like?
Like when you're watching a movie and there's this woman that's so badass that you have no fear that she's gonna get beat. You have no fear she's gonna die. They just treat her like she's the biggest badass and nothing can penetrate. Well, that's a bad wordage, but
Penetrate.
nothing can hurt her. Like Rey from the new Star Wars or Captain Marvel from Marvel.
Yeah.
I don't know what my favorite girl boss movie would be. Gosh, I haven't really been watching movies lately, so can't even think of anything off the top of my
Boss
head.
Baby.
Boss Baby. Yeah. Boss Baby is a good one.
Devil Wears Prada, Meryl Streep. Come on.
No.
She
She's
is a
badass in
boss,
everything.
and she is a girl.
She's a boss
I don't
bitch.
think that's what we're talking about, but yeah.
You're like trying to get like an action movie here? Is what we're doing?
Just like where they make like it's like I'm trying to think about how to describe it best. Like where you have a female lead and she is just
You ever
she's
watched The Crow?
infallible. Yeah,
You ever seen The
I
Crow?
have, obviously.
No.
I hate The Crow. I think
What?
it's overrated because they can't die.
No,
The
stop
reason
that.
they die is because they
Stop
come up
talking
with
like
stupid reasons to get the crow.
That's just stop that
It's
right
such
now.
a dumb character.
Don't do
It's
that.
so dumb.
Don't do that. No, you're
I've
wrong.
tried watching it so many times. I've
The
even
Crow
tried
is-
watching it recently. Like, yep, still hate it. It's such a dumb character. Anyway,
The Crow is one of the greatest movies of all time.
terrible. It's
I
terrible.
think I watched like 5 minutes of it and I turned it off.
It's
It's
so
terrible.
good.
Why do I want to watch a person that's not that is not going to be in danger?
Because it's a really great fucking movie.
It's not. It's terrible.
It's so good.
You know what is a great movie?
Oh, wait,
The
wait, hold
woman's
on.
like walking around with the crow, like, I got your crow. It's like, kill the fucking crow. What are you doing?
Wait, which Crow movie are you talking about? The new one or the old one?
The first one,
Oh, no, that's a great movie with Brandon Lee.
terrible.
Great movie.
He died for no reason.
Oh, and Michael Wincott was in that. You remember Michael Wincott? Like a guy who does not get enough credit for how badass he is. He was Richelieu, not Richelieu. He was Rochefort in The Three Musketeers with Charlie Sheen and Kiefer Sutherland. He was in Alien Resurrection. He was the captain of the pirates. Anyways, great character actor, that guy. But anyways, he was in The Crow. Ernie Hudson was in The Crow. Brandon Lee. I mean,
such
listen,
a waste of talent.
it was not a waste of talent because it was a fantastic movie.
Oh my god.
You know what's a fantastic
Brothers.
movie? I'm gonna get
That's
us
so
off of
good.
The Crow. Dogma.
Yeah.
Rewatched that recently, and I think it's coming up on its like 20th anniversary.
Where'd you watch it at?
Plex.
Yeah.
Okay. I know they must have struck a deal because I know they've been talking about making a sequel.
Yeah.
And because Kevin Smith doesn't own the rights to Dogma. It's a different company that owns the rights, and that's why you haven't seen Dogma in like 25 years.
Oh, really?
It has not, like, there's this I don't know what studio owns it, and they have not allowed people to like watch it or buy it. And Kevin Smith, but I'm wondering if they've actually struck a deal with Kevin Smith.
I feel like I heard
Yes.
something about it where that might be the case because I forgot about it and then I was on Plex and
I've
I
never
was like,
forgot about it.
oh,
It's
I'll
one of my
just like,
favorites.
what?
I've never forgot about it. It's one of my favorites.
But like I rewatched it and I was like, nope, it's still a good movie. Still tracks.
when they're at the when they're doing the email in the movie.
Yeah. You are the ball lickers.
It's the funniest part. Jason Mewes is so funny. He's so underrated.
Yeah. I'm glad he got,
And
he got
Elizabeth
clean of the
Shannon
drugs.
was in it.
Yeah.
She was
No, she wasn't in Dogma. She was in
Oh, Bill. Yeah.
Jay and Silent
Dave
Bob
Bob's
Strike Back. Yeah, that's when they
No,
were doing the
what's
emails
his name
too.
was in it?
Alan Rickman,
Yeah.
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
Alyssa Morissette.
Uh-huh.
But
Alanis.
also,
Alanis Morissette. I'm like, who's
I was
Alyssa?
like, who's Alyssa
But
Morissette?
also, guess who else was in it?
George Carlin.
There you go. And you got to know the rules of the road.
I don't know the rule.
The unspoken rules of the road.
Jay and Silent
Oh my
Bob
God.
Strike Back was one of my favorite movies that they did. That was such a good fucking movie.
No,
Yeah.
I think it is one of the best movies, and I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. And I think Dogma is one of my probably top 10 movies.
Yeah, Dogma's probably their best, followed by Jay and Silent Bob
Brian
Strike Back.
Q was in it. Brian Quinn was in it.
I love Jason Mewes and I loved him in Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Yeah, good
He
one.
really like added to the comedic relief, even though it was already funny. I was like, he just made this movie that much better. That's actually probably one of my favorites too, to just like mindlessly put on and watch.
Brian Quinn was like a background in Dogma. Background character in Dogma. He's one of the Impractical Jokers.
Jason Mewes was he was in a movie called Feast. It was a horror movie, actually a really good one too. But he gets his face torn off like pretty early on. It's pretty amusing. Like for a second, like because of his cameo and like short-lived, I thought it was like a Kevin Smith movie, but it wasn't. If you haven't seen the movie, it's crazy. It's just like about these people who are stuck in this bar in the middle of nowhere, and there's like monsters outside, and they're like barricade themselves in. But the movie takes a turn where it's like the monsters are actually very intelligent, like tricking the humans and stuff. Like they're actually doing everything right in the movie, like all the humans are. You know how it's usually how they die is because they do something stupid. Well, they're actually doing everything right in the movie, but still getting killed because the things are outsmarting them. It's a pretty good movie. But yeah,
Probably
Jason Mewes
because
was in that.
the monsters probably watched Cabin in the Woods and learned what all of the cliches were, and they're like, "We got your number."
I
There's also
can't
weird
believe how
monster
much
sex
I'm
in it.
confusing Dogma with Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of that stuff you were saying was from.
Well, it is from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
I haven't
Or a
seen.
couple, but George Carlin's in Dogma though.
Yeah,
And Alanis Morissette's
you
in
gotta love
Dogma.
George Carlin. Wasn't that like one of like
Bloody
George Carlin's
Jesus.
last parts?
Yeah, I think so. Well, George Carlin, they had to take down his, like, they couldn't put up his, like, comedy special, and it was about, like, murdering a bunch of people, because it came out, he did it the day before 9/11.
Ooh.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, about, like, mass death or something like that.
Oh, interesting. I
Yikes.
didn't know that.
Was
Um,
Carlin
Chris.
in a lot of movies? I don't even remember any movies he was really in.
Here and there, I
So-
remember him. Go ahead.
I
Seth.
also am gonna bring this up, and I know you guys are gonna roast me on it. But last night I was looking for something, so I rewatched Tell Me Lies again because I think the next season is supposed to be coming out soon, and somehow Wife Swap came on,
What?
and
Did?
huh?
What came on? Wife Swap?
Wife Swap. And I started watching it, and it's like the premise is like two wives switch households and like they have to follow the one household's rules, and then they get to make their own rules and like try to like teach the other family how to live. So there's swap celebrities, which I'm just starting, and then there's regular wife swap. Oh my gosh. I There was like a senator's wife on there, or a former senator, and they walked off the show because she's a conservative. um she's super conservative, super religious, and the household she switched with, they're polyamorous. So there's a girlfriend, a wife, and a husband, and this woman was like, I can't do this.
Huh.
And I was like, wow, they really did that. And it's mindless entertainment, but it's definitely worth
Yes,
a
it is
watch to be
mindless
like,
entertainment.
huh,
You can't watch anything good like anime. You're watching this trash.
yeah, I am.
It's fair. I mean, I don't know. I like my source of entertainment right now, and I was texting Steph and the other siblings the other day, is that I discovered how sad TikTok can be,
Yeah.
and I've come to love it, and it's becoming something. I don't know. My algorithm's gotten pretty fucked.
So I don't have TikTok, but as our sister said, if you just wait a couple months, it comes out in a reel on Instagram, so you can watch everything. So there's this one guy that I sent to the group chat, or maybe Kim did. I can't remember who did it first. And
The dragon.
the dragon, this guy just makes the most ridiculous videos and turns into like an animated dragon, but he's this like skinny white dude, and he's got black contacts, and he's just like, you tried to come after me, you are going to release the dragon. And I'm pretty sure it's like a Snapchat filter or something, and all of a sudden it's like he starts breathing and turns into like this dragon. It's the most ridiculous thing, but if you watch his stuff, I mean, like, this man has so many hits because it's so ridiculous, but like he's doing it right.
You know what I found to be one of the most disturbing things I found on there is the Disney adults.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, those people are very fucked up.
So my friends all say that I'm a Disney adult.
No, because you're
I'm not like that.
no like have you seen the videos of like when they're at the Magic Kingdom and like the women walk in and then they see like they're looking down and then they look up and they see Cinderella's castle and they collapse and cry and shit.
No.
Oh my god, I gotta send you those videos. Those people are so pathetic. It's so hilarious. But I've gone down this dark road of just watching pathetic people. So
Okay, so Kim and I, when we did go to Disney World a couple years ago, We were leaving the Magic Kingdom. It was after the fireworks, and she will blame me for this, saying that we missed our original bus back. It was not my fault. And we're sitting there waiting. We had to wait like an hour, and this guy comes out of nowhere, sits next to us by himself. He's got like his bags, he's got all of his Disney stuff on, and he starts talking to us. He's like probably older than me, um, like in his 40s, and he's like, he just starts talking. He's like, yeah, I hopped off of a flight and I came right to the Magic Kingdom, and this is what I do, and I come here every couple months, and I go around and I get to ride all the rides by myself. And I'm like, what? And then our sister, being the bitch that she is, just gets up and walks away and goes, I'm gonna go find a bathroom, and leaves me with this man. And I'm just trying to be nice because, like, you never know.
Those are the
And
people that I'm talking about.
yeah,
My
so then I tell them, oh, Kim and I are like, oh yeah, well, we're going to Universal tomorrow. He lost it. He's like, that is not Disney. How dare you? Disney is way better. Just went off on me, and I'm like, I'm gonna get murdered by a Disney adult.
Well, he probably lives in one of those Disney towns.
No, he flew in from another state, like somewhere on the East Coast, I think.
Well, I'm pretty sure they have them all over the country. Like towns owned by Disney.
What?
I know they definitely have them on their land there. Uh, but Disney like owns towns, and in order to live there, you have to act and dress and behave a certain way, and everything's got to always look a certain way. So it's kind of like a little happy North Korea.
It's kind of Stepfordish.
uh, and I know they have a couple of them like that you can't drive to unless you live there on the Disney World property. Um, but I think they own a few throughout the country too.
What?
Yeah, don't you remember in The Office where Andy said that him and Angela can move to a Disney town?
Huh.
No, but now I'm gonna look up Disney towns.
Yeah,
Just sent me down that rabbit
it's
hole.
pretty crazy. Like everybody's got to have a smile on their face. Nobody can have a bad day, or you're gonna you're gonna be evicted.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Disney's basically a cult. Um,
It is. Things get a little weird with them.
it is. It is a cult. You know, there's a lot of conspiracy behind Walt Disney. A lot of Germany conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
There is.
uh, MK Ultra type conspiracy.
Oh, I don't
So
care about MK Ultra.
you know, I'm not going to go deep in the woods here. Uh, there's Disney's interesting, uh, really interesting place. I think the way I see it, and it's kind of the way I see culture and society, is we all have roles to play, but we all have trouble playing those roles because our natural instinct kicks in. And so sometimes when we don't comply with the way things are supposed to be, we kind of freak out. And these are the type of things you see at Disney World. And these are the types of things that you see with Disney adults is you have to be a certain way. You have to act a certain way. But people have a hard time maintaining that all the time because that's not natural instinct. Some people are very good at maintaining that. Some people are not. But here's the thing, if you're not good at maintaining that, you become the black sheep.
trying to find one of these videos.
I'm trying to find Disney towns and I can't find anything.
Well, I bet if you really wanted to get further and further in this whole Disney adult thing, I bet you can get pretty deep into it. It's one thing I'm really afraid of getting into. I bet it's Scientology level.
Okay, hold on. I found one. I'm gonna share it to you guys so you can see it, 'cause it's awesome. Hold on.
Are you on the chat?
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen.
Oh.
No, I'm just gonna share my screen.
Okay.
If it'll let me. There we go. Here we go. YouTube and share. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
I'm kind of nervous. I don't want to look.
Just wait for
Do you
it.
see it? Ready? Right now, look.
Oh.
Oh, Kenzie's front. Oh, honey. Isn't it
God.
beautiful?
Like, dear God, it's so amazing.
It's just, I mean,
Like,
listen, I understand why people feel the way they do about Disney. It's because it gave us all this other world to live in, right? And like it's a fantasy. And like I blame a lot of the ways that I've viewed relationships and all of that on Disney because I grew up watching these movies thinking like there's a Prince Charming and that they're going to do all these things. No. None of that is real. Men do not act like that. It is false. But like you have this idea in your head, so it's like, oh my gosh, seeing it in person, it's exciting. I don't know if I'd cry, but
don't defend these people. They don't deserve that.
I mean, there's way worse out there.
Oh my God. So the other great one. Okay, so it's the. Have you ever watched like the fat people travel tips?
No.
Oh my God, those are so amazing too. They do some. There's some Disney ones where like the fat people are like, they're tasting all these different foods around Disney and telling people like what's the best. But they're like going through like a 4 hour like time and they're like talking about all these foods. They're like, yeah, so first I had the churros and then I had the chicken wings, then I tried the hot dogs, and then I had the Wookiee cookie, and then I had this. Like, Jesus Christ, lady. But like they're like 350, 400-pound like women doing this, right? Like
We did the around the world tasting or whatever, and Kim and I did not take advantage of it because we were not
communities,
big
and
eaters.
You can get on their wait list to get in one.
Mm.
What is going on here?
Look how fun that is.
Okay, our family liked going to Disney World.
I like Disney World. Don't get me wrong. Disney World's a fun place to go to. I'm saying though that these people who call them like there's like an entire Disney like dating site too. If you didn't know that, it's
Rancho
hilarious. I
Mirage.
saw it in a podcast I was listening to. But like there's like people who consider themselves rope droppers or like park closers. Like there's a whole genre of people out there that are like insane about this stuff.
Well,
Like go there, enjoy the rides, enjoy the food, but like, man, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
so this is a Disney community here.
I don't think I can afford
The
that.
home listing was like $2 million.
Mhm.
Here is so people 100% of people have some kind of damage, and there is a wound they're trying to fill. And the whole Disney thing for people are fulfilling some wound, whatever that be. It could be, well, when I was watching Disney movies, that's what made me feel safe, or that's what made me feel connected. So it's continuing to, it's an addiction, just like social media, drugs, alcohol, porn, blah blah blah, it's a dopamine hit. So when you go to Universal instead, it's
Yeah.
like you're telling somebody that weed isn't good for you. You ever tell somebody who likes to smoke weed that weed isn't good for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they turn into a different person, kind of like Smeagol in Lord of the Rings, where they're like, "My
Yeah.
precious."
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, justify it all you want with these people. It still makes me laugh.
That's all
It's
that
like
matters is that you're happy
attacking
and
their identity
Yeah.
because this is what makes me feel whole, but that's because they don't truly feel whole.
It's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny to me. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like kind of bad for them.
I mean, yeah, you want to feel bad for them, but like, it's still funny.
But it's like I get what Rick's saying is like it's filling like a hole. That makes
God
sense.
knows. Never
Shut up.
mind.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like that's just like one of the examples. There's a lot of other TikToks I've been watching that have been hilarious. Like I said, the fat people travel tips is a good one. Really enjoy that one. Especially when they're saying, you know, when they start rating places like 1 star because they don't accommodate people over a certain weight. And you're like, well,
Well,
I mean,
if you
not
ever watch
everybody needs
Nathan
to.
for You, watch
Huh?
the one where, because like some people over like 250 pounds can't ride a horse. You ever see that one?
No,
So
I haven't seen that.
he attaches giant balloons to them. And so they can finally ride a horse. And he's got this straight face, and this woman's laughing, and he looks at it and goes, "What are you laughing at? This man is fulfilling his dream of riding a horse." And he's got a straight face. It's so funny.
I
Oh my God. Nathan Fielder is my spirit animal. He used to be
I
Brock Lesnar,
watched-
but then he got pissed on by the one chick.
I saw a reel the other day. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's this woman and she's talking about how she's in an overseas relationship and the cops had called her in because like she tried to cash a check. That's the backstory. And it wasn't real or something. And she's like, "No, I can tell you it's from my boyfriend. Like he's overseas." And the cops are like, "Okay, like what are you talking about?" And she's going on and there and they go, "Well, where is he living?" And she goes, "Well, Connecticut." And the cops in the background are all just like, and just like laughing and had to walk out. But it's like the stupidity because they're like, "So he lives in the US with you, but you think he's overseas." She goes, "Yeah, he said he's overseas in Connecticut." And they're like,
Oh my God.
if you can find that one, that's a good one to watch.
There was one. This one's like scripted, but it's so funny. It's I think his name's Chet. Like it's
Yeah, I've been
like,
watching those.
oh my God, that's so funny. When he walks in and he's like, is there a black person here?
Black person here? Is there a black
Is
person
there a
here?
black person? The lady's like, what? She's like, oh no. She starts taking off her earrings. She's like, yeah. He's like, oh, here it is. He's like, the black purse. He's like, that's what I was looking for.
He's like, "Hey, Sharon."
Hey, Sharon.
Did you see the one
Those
where he's
ones
at
are
the
so-
gym?
No, I haven't. Wait, yes, I did. I saw the
Where
gym
he's
one.
like, "Yeah, someone's took my phone." Uh-huh. And so he turns around, and then to pick up the ab roller, he turns back around, he's just doing pull-ups.
Yeah, he just. The one where they were like doing the "Never Have I Ever," and they were like, "Never have I ever had a tattoo," and he puts his finger down.
Yeah.
And like, like, and then they're like, "Wait, you got a tattoo?" He's like, "Yep, got a tattoo." And he's like, "Oh yeah." And then one guy shows his, and he comes back in his shirt. So he's got like a dragon on there, like clawing its way out of his chest, and he's like,
I think it's like a tiger.
Yeah, something like that. He was just like sitting there with it. He's like, yeah. He's like, I got it when I was in Japan. They were like, oh, you were in Japan? He's like, yeah, with my sen. He's like, that's where my sensei was. They're like, you know, martial arts. He's like, yeah. Like, oh, show me something. He does a little like karate move, and they're like, oh, that's really good. Like making fun of him. Camera turns, then it comes back, and he's gone. He's like standing next to him like a ninja. Oh, Chet's the best. I love those videos.
I'll have to find Chet. He sounds like a dream.
He's got this like his haircut, the glasses are so stupid. uh, oh man, guilty pleasures. Those ones
There's
are good
a
though.
lot
Yeah,
of
I haven't been on social media so much recently.
Yeah. The TikTok stuff is all it's all AI stuff now. That's all it is.
Well,
really.
some of the
Nothing's real.
AI is funny.
It is. I like some of it. The stuff where they're trying to do like news events and stuff. Like they're all the stuff with Iran and Israel right now. People are like, oh look, like this is Iran bombing Israel, but it's like AI. Like I know it's happening in real life, but like the ones they're showing are like AI of just places getting decimated, and it's I don't know. That's irritating. But like I did see one. There's like the stormtroopers. I don't know if you've watched the stormtrooper ones. Those are pretty funny. They have it like it's like stormtroopers be like, yeah, that little bitch ass Darth Vader sent us down to the riots in L.A. It's like the two stormtroopers in L.A. trying to survive in the riots. Like it's so funny. I'll have to find those ones and send them. They were good.
No, I feel like there's so much going on right now that I just can't handle it all. It's just overload, and I just don't want to hear everybody's opinion.
You're not wrong. Everybody has their opinions and everybody thinks that they're right, and it's like everybody's just perceiving whatever the media is telling them, but they're not like thinking logically, and this is both sides, and it's like we're still at such odds with each other, and so it does get very overwhelming on social media. So I don't blame you for not being on there. The amount of like assault on my eyes during the protest this weekend, I was like, I can't, like,
Well, there's
Yeah.
a couple things like with that, and then first of all, they're lying about a bunch of stuff going on. But like, okay, so the army had their 250 year birthday anniversary, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, Trump is doing all this for his birthday, and
No.
you went and what is this, North Korea? It's like, dude, I was in the army for 14 years. You know how many damn parades I did under Bush and Barack Obama? Freaking probably twice a year. You think this is a new thing? You think, and so I think what really got me is there's this person that was, they were making some good points about what Fight Club really meant, and like how Fight Club kind of predicted a lot of stuff. But then he started saying, and then like that's why we have these military parades. I'm like, dude, like I watched Fight Club, and then I was in the military the next day in a parade in 2000.
Yeah.
Like, the military like does parades all the freaking time.
Yeah, that was not out of the ordinary to do something for like the Army's birthday and everything.
well,
But
it's a big birthday too.
They're like, oh, you all have to remember your oath. Remember your oath. You don't know my oath? You were never in the military. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a very big misconception about what our oath said.
The oath is really to the executive branch.
Uh-huh.
If anything else, the oath is not to the American people.
You might want us to tell us to forget that one.
Yeah, you're telling people to remember your oath, like, and so, but the thing is, like, they don't even know, but it's not that, it's that they don't care, and what's happening is they're propagandizing the military and veterans. But, like, you can't tell me none of this on purpose, then the next day, Israel bombs Iran, and it's like, oh no, we might be going to war. Like, after all this, it's like, come on. because you can't defend defend Republicans and you can't defend Democrats at this point because it's like I really don't know what's going on, and I got a bunch of people trying to tell me what they think is going on. I don't know what's going on. For all I know, Trump was on Epstein Island planning a war with Iran. I don't know. You know, that's
Well, and everybody was trying to draw
nothing.
I know everyone was trying to draw parallels of the parade, the army parade, trying to draw parallels to like Tiananmen Square and things like that, of like, you know, or the
Ask Tim Walz
Nazis.
about Tiananmen Square. He knows all about it.
Fucking Tim Walz. But no, I really don't give a shit. But I mean, listen, you got the protests going on right now. You've got Iran and Israel going at it. That volcano in Indonesia just erupted. Shit's going to hell. We thought 2020 was bad.
That was just the start.
Well, either shit's going to hell or we're all being fear-mongered.
That could be
It's
too.
probably that.
Like, Iran and Israel will probably shoot some missiles at each other for a while, call it quits, be like, listen, nobody's coming out of this. We're good. Like, let's just stop
people
this.
People want to make it, it's about, well, you know, nuclear war and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, do I really think that people want to destroy our planet?
No.
Do I think that's true? And maybe it is. Maybe the Ayatollah is so crazy. Is it the Ayatollah in charge, or they want the Ayatollah in charge, or something like that? Is so crazy that he really is like an evil villain that wants to destroy the U.S. or destroy the world. And you know, maybe that's what we need. Maynard James Keenan's been saying for 30 years that we need an asteroid. I don't know.
Yeah.
If I don't have to hear it anymore, fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to nuke each other. I don't think anybody's going to nuke each other, only because everybody's got nukes pointed at each other, and everybody's like, you do this, I do this, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's like, this is a no-win situation. We don't do this. Go fight it. Fight it out. Drop, shoot missiles at each other, shoot guns at each other. Go do that. Go do whatever you need to do. Get it out of your system. We'll create a peace treaty, and we'll call it a day. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
There's like a whole lot too behind this that I think a lot of people see. It's like, okay, so we're focusing on these issues that are going on, but nobody's paying attention to what's going on behind here. So it's like a magic trick, right? It's like
P. Diddy?
Huh?
Like P. Diddy? Like that's forgotten all of a sudden?
Yeah.
I forgot about those trials.
Yeah, it's like, look over here, but over here, this is going on. It's a magic trick. What's in this hand? What's in this hand? You know what I mean? So I feel like there's something else that's going on behind the scenes that they're trying to detract or deflect or whatever. I don't know what the word is that should be used there. And there's something else that's going to come up that's going to be even bigger that we're totally missing and is going above our heads. And it's like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it could be in conjunction to, but it's like something is going to come out of this and everyone's going to be like, well, like some new law or, you know what I mean? Like there's something that's happening over on the other side that we're not seeing. And that's why there's so much focus on these, like the P. Diddy things, the Epstein's, what's going on with the protests. Like you get everybody fired up about this stuff, then nobody's going to notice what we're doing over here. And that's what I believe.
No, that's very possible.
Well, yeah, I think so, because, like, especially when you look at P. Diddy, you think they're trying to keep that as quiet as possible. Why? Because some names might come up.
Mm-hmm.
Why hasn't the Epstein files been released? Oh, they're talking about the Epstein files again. Better do something. You know what I mean? Like, and it is total gaslighting. It's like, you said this was going to happen. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
So it is kind of just, and I think it really is narcissism, where it's like they think they can just get away with stuff, and we're too stupid to notice.
Yeah.
And probably for a long time I was myself, because I was a naive person that was just like, be a good boy, do what the president says, fight this war. You know, we
You were a
need
good little
oil, blah blah
soldier.
blah. But then, you know, became pretty jaded over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens in the next like month, but I think that something new is going to emerge.
Well, I think what'll
And then,
happen is just something else will come up.
yeah. And then it's going to be like, oh, we got to distract. So, I mean, I think that's happened, you know, for a long time.
There's going to be a school pew pew, or uh, they're going to start talking about abortions again, or Russia's going to do something. Because, you know, we're not talking about Ukraine now.
We're not.
Mhm.
Didn't Russia, like, totally destroy Ukraine recently? Like, what happened with that? Still got your flags up? You know?
It's just one thing to the next.
Right. So, and you know, and part of it is too, the economy has been destroyed over the last 50 years. I wonder which generation to blame for that. And it's like, the economy isn't getting much better. Well, what are we gonna do?
Hey, my
Right?
stocks are
Oh,
up.
hello, baby. Look at this baby, you're so cute.
But yeah, Rick's playing with this cat right now.
No, this is
dog.
Charlie Brown.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I swear I saw a cat in there.
He might have been here.
Oh,
He tries to love on Charlie Brown, but Charlie's like, nuh-uh.
oh. Back to pop culture stuff instead of this doomsday shit, which I do love too. I watched Predator: Killer of Killers over the weekend,
Yes.
and
I've
it
seen
was
that too.
awesome. I loved it.
Yes.
So there was
The
they
Viking
added
chick was a girl boss, though.
yeah, in an hour and a half movie that it was. So basically, what it is, if you haven't seen it, so if you're familiar with the Predator series, you know first it was Arnold Schwarzenegger, then Danny Glover, then Aliens, blah blah blah. So this was an anthology movie where it had three different stories. One was a Viking warrior woman who battled a predator. One was a ninja who fought a predator, and then the other one was a World War I pilot that fought a predator. And it's an animated movie. It was very well done, and it added a bunch of lore to what we already know about that universe. And it was really cool because it wasn't just the anthology. There were the anthologies of the stories led up to a story where all three were together at the very end of the movie to battle a warlord predator, which was really awesome. But it added some new lore to it, which I thought was like really cool. That for the people who defeated predators, basically they're abducted to do battle in an arena and battle like other, the warlord predator or whatever. So it was because we just assumed that once they defeated the predators left them alone, but that's not exactly what happens. And we know that because at the end, spoiler alert, you see Nehru from Prey in one of the cryo chambers in the predator ship. But I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I say more of that. I would love to have more of that. And I think, what was I going to say? I think a big thing for me was, first of all, I love samurais and ninjas.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So that was amazing. Um, it was cool kind of seeing the Predator planet a little bit and everything. Oh, yeah. I was like looking at reviews or people kind of posting reviews and stuff like that. And one person's like, out of all the movies, it was good. And it's like, what movies was really better than that in the Predator series? Like, one,
Yeah,
there wasn't much else. Like,
Yeah.
there's not much else in the Predator series that's really better than that. You know,
No.
I'd say it's probably one of the top movies in the whole series, to tell you the truth.
I thought it was cool that they went the animated route with it because they allowed for a little bit more diversity with the predators. and like how they looked and everything, because you
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
do that with a human in a
Definitely
suit.
more cost effective.
Yeah. Because it's always been a human in the suit. They haven't CGI predators yet, as far as I know. If
Because
they
if
did,
you
they
make
did a
that
good job.
into a live action, you're gonna have to make money back. Like you're gonna have
Yes.
to make good, and Predator is not gonna make that good of money back.
Yeah. Well, and Dan Trachtenberg, who did Prey, what was that, 3 or 4 years ago now? But he did the movie Prey, which was in the Predator universe, which was during basically a Predator versus Native Americans, um, which was good. I liked it. I know Rick is, you were kind of about it, but I
Girl
liked it.
boss.
Girl Boss for sure. Um, but so this was the next movie in that series. Like I said, Nehru shows up at the end, and then Predator Badlands, which comes out soon, surprisingly soon, right after this, is actually featuring more of like a Predator as the hero in it. But I was reading that Dan Trachtenberg did the Predator Badlands and Killer of Killers back to back because he was so excited to get to the movie after those. I guess there's like it's going to be a total game changer kind of movie. So I'm excited to see whatever that comes up with because I think he's doing a great job building the lore of the universe. It does make me a little sad though to think that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover got abducted and put on that ship though too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if that's what they do, yeah.
Um. So Predator Prey or cost 60 million, which makes sense. It doesn't look like the CGI was actually quite crap in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Like when he's holding the bear overhead, it was not good. Um, so and looking at Badlands, it looks like it's probably going to cost a lot more. There's definitely looks a
Yes.
little better quality than Prey. Uh, I think Prey was kind of a girl boss B movie for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I thought it was good though. I mean, I enjoyed watching it. Um, I am excited to see Badlands though. They definitely made the Predator, the hero Predator, in that look a little bit more human. That's probably just so the audience can identify with it a little more. I would have liked for them to do more of a like what we saw in the first Predator movie, but whatever. I am sure it'll be good. I'm
But
excited to see it.
you kind of maybe want I don't know, because over the years you kind of got the impression that the Predator was more of just like a sportsman, and he'll honor you if you know, if you
Yeah.
best him, you're a sportsman. Um, but I don't know. I do kind of like the idea that like Predator don't give a shit about you.
Mm-hmm.
uh, we are gonna get the upper hand no matter what. You know,
I like that they battle with honor.
they
Kind of.
do.
Kind of.
Uh, well, they do, but I think that like that was one thing that I was confused about in the animated one,
Yeah.
where it's like, yeah, this is kind of going off the beaten path,
Yeah.
where it's like you were bested by these guys, but you're not really honoring that. And that was
That's
the impression I got, was like they kind of like, oh, you're the better warrior. You know what I mean?
right. That was always the feeling I got when the humans would defeat the Predator, is they'd
Yeah,
be like, "Hey, you're a worthy opponent. We'll leave you."
exactly.
Because like at the end of Predator 2, when Danny Glover beats the Predator, and then
Uh-huh.
all the other ones come out, and then they give him the gun and let him just walk away.
Yeah.
Like that's where I always got like, hey, it was a thing of honor. But yeah, the new one, and we might need more information on it because I
Right.
know there's different tribes of predators
But it
who
would be
might go
cool
by
to
different
see,
rules.
like, okay, let's put Donald Glover and Arnold
Uh-huh.
Schwarzenegger, in an arena,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, well, because I know that there's different tribes, and they say as much in Predators, the one
Yeah.
where they're on the planet. there's different tribes, and like the bigger ones hunt the smaller ones, and then in The Predator, which was the one that I can't remember anybody's name in that movie. Anyways, in
I
The
guess the
Predator,
question is, are they really going to honor the lore? Are
Yeah.
they going to expand on the lore? So I
Right.
think that's what happens sometimes. Is they just move on to the next thing and
Mhm.
pretend like other things didn't happen. I feel that a lot in horror movies a lot.
right?
Halloween
Like, we're gonna ignore this
specifically, and uh, Evil Dead kind of retconned a lot of things.
They did.
Uh, where they just kind of ignore things, but then they they retconned a lot of things in the new one, making multiple books and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to kind of learn a little bit more about the Predators' homeworld and how their stuff works, and just seeing like, was it a different tribe that's like abducting the humans? Does that not sit right with other ones? Like, I wonder
Yeah.
if Badlands is going to tie into Killer of Killers, but like, because we don't know what the timeline was that all these humans were fighting in the arena, right? Because
Right.
they were taken out of time and cryogenically frozen. So it could be
That's another thing too. Yeah.
thousands of years in the future, and they've changed things. It could be,
Well, that was another thing too. Like, oh, I think I could fly that.
Yeah.
I could just fly in this alien craft, and that took me straight to Independence Day.
Yeah. I've seen them fly before. I can do it. Like, I don't know, man.
It's like, dude, never watched Independence Day. Come on.
Like, so,
But
But
yeah,
yeah.
that is a thing. Like, okay, so if he gets out of there, does he know where he's going?
right, because they left it off as him and the Japanese guy being chased by like the Predators in the ships. So we don't know like where that's going to come out the other side. Are they going to do another anthology where it's going to tie that in? Like, we imagine that we're going to see something. I believe them putting Nehru at the end of it kind of implies like there's going to be more of this coming.
Yeah,
Because we
and
got
I
to figure out
welcome
what
that
happened.
because I did enjoy it. I really did enjoy
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I definitely welcome that. I'm a big fan of animated stuff.
Mhm.
They
Especially
should
when it's
do
done
an
really
animated
well.
Wife swap.
This
Wife
is my
swap's amazing.
Pikachu.
You can do that. You show off your Pikachu.
I'm gonna go watch Wife Swap right now. Right now.
That's fair.
Seriously.
I mean, I don't know.
Any other thoughts or questions or comments?
Things to talk about.
Did I talk about Final Destination?
You said that you saw it. You didn't really say anything about it.
It definitely was. It definitely tied a lot of stuff together. And it definitely was a good goodbye,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. For what's his name? Tony, what's his name?
I don't know.
You know
It's
what
been
I'm
forever
talking
since
about.
I've seen one of those movies. Oh, Tony Todd.
Tony Scott. Yeah, he's the.
Oh.
You don't know? He's the.
When you said
he's the-
Candyman, I was like, oh, Tony Todd.
Yeah, he's in all the Final Destinations.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the.
Has it been that long?
He does the coroner stuff.
No.
Like he's the one that
Ties
knows
it.
death has a pattern, and so he was in that. That was his like goodbye, and he had like a goodbye in it too, and it brought tears to my
Oh.
eyes. That was probably the best part.
Oh.
I definitely
He was
see
in the
the Christians online saying, "Oh, you're into this gore fest." I took my daughter to see it. She loves it. We had a good time.
You know what else
Definitely
Tony
some
Todd
good
was in?
kills. Huh?
You know what else Tony Todd was in? Tony Todd was also in The Crow.
Yeah. What a terrible movie. I
Wait,
don't
is
know
that
how
real?
anybody can
He's
watch
shit.
it.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not-
really in-
it's
he's
not
really
even
in The Crow.
interesting.
It's good. We'll debate this one day. It'll just be a whole podcast of us bringing our
I'm not
points
watching that
to the
movie
floor.
again. I think like last year or 2 years ago, I'm like, okay, I didn't like it when I was younger. I've tried watching it a couple times
So
because everybody's
fucking
like,
good.
"Oh, it's the greatest movie ever," but I felt the same way about The Matrix too. like, oh, greatest movie ever. So I tried watching, and I was like, no, I'm still kind of mad about it. Like,
The
I wasted
Matrix.
my time. It's a waste of my time.
The Matrix is a good movie.
But it's not like, oh, everybody's got to wear freaking smoke jackets and dark glasses. And
It was a big deal back in 1999.
I didn't get. This. I've always had this thing where I feel out of place.
It was
And that's partly
culturally.
because I don't get shit like The Crow and The Matrix. I'm just like, where are the X-Men at?
The Matrix was very impactful culturally. It
Well-
was like people had kind of done bullet time before, but not to this extent. It was a new level of graphics, and it's
Well,
just
yeah,
like
the graphics were a big thing, but there's all these theories about it and stuff like that. Neo being Jesus, Morpheus being John the Baptist, and
yeah.
it was actually supposed to be a sequel to Terminator.
Was it?
Yeah.
I know the woman who wrote it ended up suing them because she had entered it into a contest or something, and then they were like, "Oh, you didn't win," locked it in a vault, and then made it, and then she was like, "Hey, that's my fucking movie."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do want to watch it again as an adult who feels like he's broken out of the Matrix to kind of see if I can relate to it more.
So there's certain movies that advance us culturally forward as far as like movies go. So The Matrix was one of those. Now,
I didn't
for
get
good
it.
or bad, I can't say because basically everything did bullet time after The Matrix came out.
Yeah, I was so sick of people like doing the back bend when the bullets are going by. It's like it was funny like zero times.
Yeah.
It was never funny. I can't think of any time where I saw
The
someone
parodies
do it
and
yeah.
So
That's great. He's like doing the Matrix thing, and then they do the slow kung fu stuff. Like, hey, look, he's doing it just like the Matrix. That's funny. What was
Yeah.
that, like Bruce Bigelow or something? He did that.
Deuce Bigelow. What was the other one? Charlie's Angels did it. Like, Scary Movie did it, but Scary Movie was also making fun of it, so gets a little credit.
Well, Deuce Bigelow is making fun of it.
Yeah.
I
But-
don't know if Deuce Bigelow did it. I just pulled it. I think there was like a Rob Schneider.
I
movie
think there was something. Now that you say that, I feel like I remember that.
I think because Rob Schneider, Rob Schneider is the
Yes,
stapler.
he fought a hooker, and it was kind of like that.
Yeah, that's
I
what it
remember.
was. I knew there was some kind of Rob Schneider thing where he was like doing a Matrix thing, and I was just like, okay, that's funny. Huh.
Yeah.
I did this.
Yeah,
Huh.
but then like
See,
another
I think
movie.
me making fun of laughing is funnier than actual Matrix jokes.
Could be. But like it did something to pop culture, we'll say that. But another movie that did that was Jurassic Park. So Jurassic Park was the turning point in
Oh, there's a new one coming out too.
CGI. Yeah, but it was a turning point in CGI because nobody was really using it to the extent that they did in that movie. And the only reason that they did it was because there was a guy who said like, "Hey, I can make these dinosaurs look real," and they were like, "You're fucking crazy. We're gonna do claymation. It'll be fine." And he's like, "Nope, fuck this." And he designed the dinosaur and like showed them. He's like, "So I'm gonna put this into your movie." And they like looked at it and they fired the guy who was doing the claymation stuff and said, "Cool, we're using CGI combined with practical effects and everything." But they did it so right and it was so seamless that it looked amazing. And from that point
and then
on,
you had Predator Prey, and it's like, what happened the last 20 years?
so that's the question. Is like, why does CGI get worse over the last 20 years? Like, you had realistic looking dinosaurs, and now you're getting like garbage that like Marvel's putting out. You're like, this is kind of
Because
cheesy.
They don't want to give quality stuff.
Well, they don't want to use the practical effects.
But Jurassic Park was actually good.
It was good.
That's the difference between Jurassic Park and The Matrix or Crow, was it was actually a good movie.
I mean, The
That
Crow
was
was a good movie
interesting.
too. Crow was a good movie. I'm just saying.
And people died in it. And you felt like people could die.
Jurassic Park's a fantastic movie, and I really want to go watch the first one again because it's been forever. But it's so good.
Yeah. I might have a Jurassic Park marathon before I go see the new one.
I still don't know how the T-Rex got out of his enclosure, though. Doesn't make any sense. Because when they go over the
down
edge,
or something like that.
yeah, because when they go over the edge, it's a drop that's like 50 feet. So how did the T-Rex like stand there and come through the fence?
I don't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of the Velociraptors.
Watch it when the T-Rex comes out, and then like the whole thing where they go down the side of the enclosure. Think about it, because there's no way that T-Rex got out of there.
Well, you know, T-Rex are kind of like ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, take us home.
All right, thank you everybody for listening, and please make sure to like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Level up, guys.